Hey traders, let's take a look at a potential trade that we could have taken on gold. So here, gold has reached an all-time high of 3004. So price would need to generate more liquidity to pump upwards. And in this case, it generated a 15-minute bearish fair value gap, which would mean that gold will retrace, right? So looking at the checklist, we'll take this out, right? Because gold will our bias for gold will be bearish, right? So we will have to wait for a mitigation of opposing imbalances, which is this 1 hour bullish fair value gap. So it got mitigated with this candle right here. So after the mitigation, right, what happens? We have to wait for a change of character on the 3 or 5 minute and wait for a newly formed fair value gap. So price dumped downwards, mitigated this, and created a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. So we would then be looking for um, a change of character on the low time frame. So here you can also see that we created a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Right, so we also have to wait for it to be mitigated. So price came down, mitigated it, came up, probably swept more buy side here, and more buy side. Then it created a change of character on the 15 minute, as you can see, and on the 5 minute. Right, so on the 5 minute, it created a change of character, and also it created a newly formed 5 minute bearish fair value gap. Right, so yeah, afterwards, price retested it, right, where we can look for sells. And if our stops above the internal highs, then we can target the 4 hour bearish fair value gap, right? 4 hour bullish fair value gap. And yeah, honestly, I expected, okay, thankfully price tapped into this, so called 1 hour order block. But I expect the price to hit downwards here to the 1 hour bullish fair value gap, right? But yeah, it just tapped and went upwards. So this would have been a 1:4. Yeah. Side, I entered for two buy trades actually. So one was here and the other one was around here. Because I thought price swept sell side inside this 5 minute bullish order block, and so price will head upwards. But yeah, this is for the first trade I was in a bit of profits, and for the second trade I got stopped out. So in general we do have to see that we have to see the narrative, right? So the reason why I enter for buys is because I thought price reacted off the 1 hour bullish fair value gap, right? Top price reacted off this and mitigated the 15-minute bearish fair value gap, created a change of character on the lower time frame, right? Um, yeah, there's a change of character here. And then on the 3 minute, there was a creation of a 3 minute bearish, bullish fair value gap where price reacted off from and price can hit upwards, right? So one main thing was that the waiting for the mitigation of the opposing low time frame imbalance. So if we were to look for buys, right, the 15-minute bearish fair value gap has to be mitigated. So right here, price did mitigate it, but the mitigation was for price to hit downwards, right? Because price has to react off this, right? So yeah, when we are looking for sells, we are waiting for price to mitigate the 1 hour bullish fair value gap, which it completely mitigated. But if you're looking for buys, we'll be waiting for the 15-minute bearish fair value gap to be completely mitigated, right? Which didn't happen so. And also another thing is the bias for the cells is greater because on the 15-minute time frame, right? On the 15-minute time frame, you can see that the bias is bearish, right? Price created, price broke all this high low structure, right, and hit downwards. So in order for us to even look for buys, right, we have to have a body candle close here above this high, right? Above this last high. And on the 5 minute, you can see that I was actually aiming for this high to be broken, which it did with your body candle close and created a lower time frame bullish fair value gap. So which high that we choose, right, to be broken will be very important, right? So we do have to wait for a complete mitigation of the bearish fair value gap. Okay, and the choosing of the internal high is important, right? And in this case, yeah, that's what happens when I chose the wrong high, right? So it came up here and I entered for a trade here. And yeah, this I lost. And for this change of character, right, I mentioned that the change of character was here when I was looking at it. So it- to be safer, change of character could be here, right, below the last low, instead of the recent low, right? So this will work too, right? Price break with a body candle close, come up to this 5 minute bearish fair value gap, right? Or you can say 15 minute bearish fair value gap, right? So yeah, and also the bearish fair value gaps being formed, right, out of a higher time frame as compared to the 3 minute bullish fair value gap that was formed, right? Right. I mean, here it could be. I mean, you can consider this a very small 5 minute bearish fair value gap, but it's really small as compared to this big bearish fair value gap. So yeah, price was definitely bearish, right? So even though buys and sell scenarios were present, right, you really have to look for all this intricacies in the like for example the size of the fair value gap, um, where the where the highs and lows are at, the internal highs and lows are at, whether the fair value gap has been completely mitigated, and how the structure on the high time frames relate to the low time frames, right? They have to be in sync with each other, right? So since this high isn't broken, we created a body candle close below the low right here, means that price is creating a bearish structure on the 15 minute. So on the 5 minute, we should be looking for signs of bearishness also, right? So buys will be sells, not buys. Yeah, even though the 1 hour is greater than the 15 minute here. Yeah, but the entire narrative here is bearish because price has created such a huge 15 minute bearish fair value gap. Yeah, because price wants to retrace downwards, right?